start recording and then pause recording.
Trainer's training.
Thank you.
There's just something about people's faces when I walked in to evaluate that just made me think that maybe I was the cause. But anyway.
I would love to contribute whenever you let me know.
I know that you're up for it, and look, I know that you're a fabulous guy, and that you're up for a challenge, and you know, whatever's happening in Fabian's life at the moment to delay, there must be a reason, but we can't sit round and lose. We've lost 7 minutes at that point. We can make that
Fabian, sorry guys, Fabian is in the waiting room.
Much to ask.
There's 3 more people in the waiting room. Can you let them in?
You got sensory acuity. There's a different face now. That's the face that's like, oh, but it's okay.
Let's see. Fabian Chiquito, can you hear us? Okay.
Is this a seance?
Okay, he comes.
He'll be ready to rock and roll.
Yep. Fabian Chiquito, can you hear me? Okay, El Chiquito is not there yet. He's coming all the way from Peru. Just admitted him. He's in.
Where to?
I don't know. Has to start video. Let's see.
Fabian.
Hi, Mark.
Hola, Fabian. How are you doing, buddy?
You've got 2 screens.
Hola, well done. So happy to hear you.
We don't have an image of you yet.
Just let me check this.
And the sound is quite distorted.
Okay, let me check this, please.
¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien. Thank you very much.
You bet.
Okay, so do you have an image from me?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so I have to have my headphones right now so I can hear you, and then I can start the presentation.
Okay. We can see you.
I didn't actually expect you to walk into that picture. I don't know why. Fabian, are you ready to go?
I am ready to go.
You're born ready.
Let me check this.
So while he's doing a couple of checks, let me just tell you a little bit about Fabian. So Fabian is an international master trainer of NLP and trainer hypnosis and advanced coaching in Latin America, as we just heard. He's also an author and a writer, a healer, a keynote speaker, and he's a businessman as well. So that's very good. So he's organized one of the largest NLP success sciences conferences in Latin America. And currently, he's about to deliver to us. No, I'm joking. Currently, he's also the co-founder and CEO of the AHPNL, recognized as the largest school of NLP and hypnosis in Latin America, with a physical presence in Lima, Peru, one of the places that's on my bucket list. I really want to go to Peru and go to Lima so as I can head into the high Andes in a straight line. There's not many places you can do 200 kilometers on the face of this planet and go through every terrain possible. So that's why I want to go there. So anyway, I waffle, don't I? Because I've not had enough coffee yet. His podcast, The NLP and Principles of Your Success, is the most listened to Spanish-speaking NLP. This is brilliant. Fabian has been featured on Forbes Colombia, Forbes Mexico, the Good Men Project, Ben's Journal. You get the idea. He's all over the place. And for all these reasons, he was recognized as one of the most 5 influential coaches of 2024. According to the American magazine Men's Journal. Fabian loves to play basketball, and he played for the national team, in fact, when he was 16 years old, and he now loves to go to the gym. Good. And he's happily married. Well, if you're going to be married, you must be happily married. And he's second son of 3. Maybe he'll tell us why. And felt that he was born to teach NLP and hypnosis, and maybe he was. I give you the floor, Fabian. Tell us all about your hypnosis subject.
Yes, so first of all, I want to say thank you for having me here. So we are going to talk about hypnosis to achieve success in any part of context of our life. All right, so can we start?
Oh, you have the floor.
Okay. Hi, my name is Fabian Tejada. So let's have just a little bit of myself. So this is me when I was when I was a kid. So I have a really good dreams when I was a child. Actually, I wanted to do something big, but I didn't know what I was actually going to become. So then I used to play basketball, professional basketball for my national team, and then I graduated as an industrial engineer. So then, when I remember when I was directing some construction projects, mining projects, so then I decided to do something a little bit different for my life. Somehow I wake up one morning and I start thinking in, is that all that I want for my life? Is that what I want in the next 60 years, 80 years of my life? So then I start looking for my purpose. So I got married. I do a lot of things. I changed my job. I study on master business administration, trying to find my purpose. And then I remember when I was in Canada, actually looking for some books to learn how to speak or how to improve my English. Then I found a book of NLP. So that changed my thinking. So I started learning about more NLP, and then was when I found some of my mentors, Tati, Adriana, James. I learned all my NLP with them, and then I started traveling around the world trying to find another mentors as Joe Grinder and Richard Vandel as a co-creators of the field of NLP, because I really wanted to understand, I wanted to learn how the mind works, how our subconscious mind actually gives the results that we have in our lives. Actually, I am a master trainer certified by Tati Adriana James. I'm really happy to be part of the American board of NLP, because actually everything that I am doing right now, everything that I am developing through South America for the Latin people, it's because I had the right mentors. I knew how to put my school, how to teach others, how to keep learning, how to have that curiosity to learn more, and then started to get curiosity about hypnosis, because I believe that in the first part of my learn in NLP, I said, okay, we cannot learn NLP if we don't learn how hypnosis work. I believe they both work together. As I teach in Latin America, I just to say that hypnosis is the mother of NLP, because we have a lot of patterns in NLP that we actually model from Ericksonian hypnosis. So I said, okay, I'm going to get involved in this hypnosis path. So I started to learn more about hypnosis. And then when I travel, actually I travel around the world having a lot of mentors in the field of NLP, like Robert Dills, Connie Ray Andreas, digamos, I said Jan Mathermont, Michael Hall, and those references in NLP. In the field of hypnosis, we have Marisa Peer. Yeah, and in the field of finances and businesses, like Dan Locke, Tony Robbins, Jesse Isles, Sarah Blakely, and a lot of people that I get used to around Latin people and in the world. Actually, you see me here with Marisa Peer doing some big congresses in South America. So I had a lot of mentors that actually helped me to get into the place that I am right now, in the spiritual path, in my marketing path. Then I had some mentors in the quantum field, like Dr. Arita Marjani, Dr. Lee McTaggart, Bruce Lifton, Greg Braden, some of the new mentors that I had these last 2 years, because I really wanted to understand how the mind actually is involved in how we create our reality, how we manifest the reality through our thoughts and our emotions. Because We can think that maybe is we have the thoughts and emotion like, okay, that it is important, but the people doesn't see that it's actually the most important thing that you have to manage in your life, because you are actually creating your reality. You are manifesting everything that your thoughts and your behaviors tell you to manifest. So that's a really good thing, and I really wanted to learn the science, the quantum science, the neuroscience about what is behind these thoughts, so I can explain more to people. Because I believe one thing, because that's why I'm in Forbes. I am actually in Forbes Colombia and in Forbes Mexico with this with two articles. And what I wanted to do when I established my school, my NLP and hypnosis school in South America, and for the Latin people, because right now we are in the United States also, but for Latin people, is that we all need to learn hypnosis. We all need to learn NLP, because we all have minds, right? We all have minds. So we all need to learn how our minds work, how our mind, our thoughts, our thinking, our emotion are actually creating our reality. So I decided not to teach this only to coaches or psychologists or medical doctors. I said to myself, okay, entrepreneurs, business owners, salespeople, everybody, a father that wants a kid to have success in life, and everybody needs to learn how the mind works, right? We all hear in these kind of conferences because we actually think that, okay, the mind is very important to dominate in order for us to create the life that we want. And that is the most important mission that I have here with my school, with AHPNL. So that's why I am using hypnosis actually to help people to become millionaires. Actually, my first article in Forbes Colombia was about entrepreneurs use neuro-linguistic programming and hypnosis to reach seven-figure levels with Fabian Tejada transformative approach. But actually I was saying that I was using NLP and hypnosis to help them to get rid of those limiting beliefs, and they create the internal representation that they need to have in order for them to get more confidence, more certain about the future, and then they can just create the life that they want. This is very curious because when I was presenting this article, I present some some testimonies of people that actually didn't have enough money, and then they are making more than seven figures in money, right? So one thing that I always say to people, to business owners, to the people that are listening to me right now is, you already know what to do. You know what to do. You know what to do. I'm not going to tell you what do you need for your business. I'm not going to tell you what you have to do for investments, or how you have to do your sales procedure. You already know that. You know what you have to do. The question is why you are not doing it. So when we are thinking about that, okay, we said, okay, I know actually what I want to do, but why I'm not doing the things that I know that I need to do, that I know that I have to do in order for me to achieve success. So that's the question that I always present to people, that they need to know that everything that is actually preventing them to achieve their goals is what they have in their mind, in their subconscious mind. So that's how I present the business, this is how I present hypnosis to people. So that's why I wanted to speak about hypnosis so you can achieve any goals in any field of your life. So that's very important for me. Then I started to have some really good notes about entrepreneurs and those kind of things. That is very important, because when you talk to people about hypnosis, when you talk to people about NLP, they said, okay, what is all that about? Somebody's going to manipulate my mind. Somebody's going to do something to me, and that's manipulation. That's a bad thing. That's Satan and those kind of things, right? So what I had to do, and we convert that in our mission in our school, is to tell people that actually you are being hypnotized all the time, and you need to learn how to use hypnosis in your favor so you can program your subconscious mind so you can have the programming that is aligned with already what you want. So what I am trying to do in South America, actually I'm not trying to do, it's like, it's not what I want to do, want to say it is actually what I am doing right now is showing people that actually you need hypnosis to achieve your goals. You need hypnosis if you want to achieve your goals. Actually, if you are not having, if you haven't achieved your goals, it's because you have not the programming that you need to achieve your goals. It's that easy. My conference right now is going to be around that topic because I know that people need to understand that hypnosis is not only for you to relax or to change some programming that is making you feel bad. I know we can use hypnosis for that, but actually if we want to improve our standard of life, if we want to make more money, more sales, if we want to improve the way that we are actually living our life, we need to change our programming, and that subconscious programming you can do it very easily if you know how to do hypnosis. So my conference is about that. I am working actually with a lot of business owners, top 10 business that are already in the Fortune magazine. So that's what I'm doing right now. I am using hypnosis to help them to get rid of those limiting beliefs, beliefs, and get rid of those internal representations that are already negative and are actually frustrating your path to your success. And actually I'm helping using hypnosis to change those internal representations so you can achieve your life. So we are going to talk about this later. So I just want to say that at the beginning. And also I am a master trainer in NLP. I'm so happy to represent the American Board of NLP as the best school in NLP. No? We have 1,000 testimonies on internet. We have the biggest congress in Spanish in South America. Actually, the biggest congress, when I say that, is very curious because I trying to present like 2,000 people, 3,000 people, the idea that you need hypnosis and NLP in your life, and most of them are entrepreneurs. So actually, our message is being received in South America. So I'm very happy to achieve those kind of testimonies of our clients. We have also the school we represent. We do a lot of trainings in NLP, hypnosis, time and therapy, energy psychology, hair math, and those kind of trainings that we actually are running in South America. These are all the trainings that we have right now in our school. So it's actually a pretty big school doing these kind of trainings, and I have been recognized in my country and as a business owner also, as I just said. So actually I am also an instructor of these kind of dynamics of high impact, like fire walking. I know if you haven't done that, you should try it because it's very powerful. So I do that with a lot of people, and those I believe that if the person is in the correct state, they are going to have all the resources they need. So this kind of dynamics is very powerful. So people access or get access to those resources, thinking state, and have also the experience or are building their confidence. So that's why I'm doing this right now. And I want to say thank you everybody for having me here. Thank you, Adriana. Maybe you are watching me. I know I inspired by you, and every Candace, thank you very much, Mark, and thank you very much, Bogdan. Thank you for everything. So, okay. So who here has been like this lion? Most of the people are like the first lion. They are like prisoners of their own thoughts. No, I put like they didn't know about hypnosis, but it's kind of curious because people are actually in trance they are hypnotized, but they are hypnotized by having those limiting thoughts, right? So what we are doing when we are teaching hypnosis consciously is like we want you to have the beliefs that you need right now so you can achieve your goals. So when I said with hypnosis you are freeing yourself from any limiting belief, that's because I believe that is true. That is what we are actually doing. Is because, for example, as the first lion, this first lion might have these beliefs of I am not enough, that is not for me, I am not good making money, I am not good in sales, so I am not skillful enough to do everything that I want. So if we have this kind of limiting belief, it's kind of difficult to achieve our goals. We already know that, right? If I ask one person, what is actually preventing you to achieve your goals? They can say something, oh, because I am fearful, I am not enough, I think that I can, this is going to be difficult for me, maybe this is not for me, or I didn't have enough education, or those kind of limiting beliefs that actually preventing them to achieve their goals. So they are like prisoners of those thoughts. And when people are running these kind of limiting beliefs, it's a really bad problem, right? Because it's going to lead that to have some frustration, anxiety, low self-esteem, and those kind of things. So it's a big problem to have these limiting beliefs and not know how to change those limiting beliefs. And the best way for me to change any belief, and very easily, is using hypnosis and also an NLP, right? So we all want to be like this lion, right? Who wants to be like this lion? We all want to be like this lion. We are free of limiting belief. We are actually have
Sound gone.
Hello, that.
See if you learn it the right way, right? We are doing this conference because we want people to know that. And then, can you help me with this? Okay, we get back. Okay, and then did you know that we have like 70,000 thoughts in one day, and 95% of those thoughts are programmed from the past? That's a really a good thing that you must think, that we must think, because if we think through this, it's like actually everything or almost everything that we are doing is programmed or are programs from the past. So we might not be conscious enough of what we are doing every day. So I can think that all that we are having right now, all that results that we have right now, everything that is happening to us right now is a result of that programming from the past that we are not conscious of. This is very important because people used to blame other people. People just said, of our past program that we have in our subconscious. So that is very important because most people, we are not conscious about it, and when we want to be conscious about it, we don't know how to change that programming that actually is challenging us in order for us to achieve our goals, right? We know that. And also one thing that is important when I show this topic to people is that, let's see that if you are not achieving your goals in your marriage, in your relationships, in your business, in your sales, is because you are running some programming in your subconscious mind that actually leading you to have those results. So it's not like you are not good enough, you have a bad luck on all those kind of things. It is just you have some limiting programming in your subconscious mind that you have acquired in the past that are leading you to have those results in your life. So that's a really good thing to know. When I understood this, I said, "Oh, that's brilliant. That's a really good to know, because that means that if I don't like what I have right now, if I don't like my goals, if I don't like my life, if I don't like the numbers that I'm doing my business, so that might be directed because we have those unconscious programming in our mind. Okay, so if our life is a result of our programming, if our subconscious mind, we might need to know how to recognize this limiting programming in our subconscious, and then know how to change it. That's what is important in hypnosis. We all know the metaphor when we are talking about the iceberg right now, right? The iceberg shows us the part of our mind. The part that we see is the conscious mind, the 5%, and the part that we don't see is the 95%. That is our subconscious mind, right? So first of all, we need to know that our conscious mind is important. Most people said, "Oh, the conscious mind is not important." No, it is important for us because it gives us the willpower, short-term memory, logical thinking, critical thinking, rational thinking, right? The conscious mind is important. And also, we write or define our goals with our conscious mind, right? And when we are talking about the subconscious mind, we have the beliefs, the emotions, the habits, the values, and those things that you already know. I know that if you are in these kind of conferences, you already know this. You have seen this before, so that is nothing new. One thing that I want to share when I am teaching you this, or when I am showing you this, is that we have scientists like Bruce Lipton, for example, that says that our subconscious mind is only the programming that we have stored through our life. We have Joy Dispenza saying almost the same thing, but the thing that we need to know is that our unconscious mind has not only our programming or our programs that we have stored or acquired or have been installed in our past through past memories. Okay, so if we do something, we should know that is our program from the past that is actually activating ourselves. So that's why we do that without thinking, right? But the one thing that we need to know is that through our unconscious mind, we have the connection with our divinity, with our higher self. So that's one thing that I learned from Adriana, right? Is that, for example, if we think as the scientists think that only the unconscious mind is our programming that we have acquired in the past, it's not fair enough to think that. But if we think that our unconscious mind gives us the connection to our divinity, to our higher self, so that means that we can actually the access to the creativity, to our new ideas, new insights, right? So that's very powerful, because when we are doing hypnosis, we are not only doing the reprogram of those negative beliefs or limiting beliefs, we are actually also making the people or the clients to receive that insights, that creativity, that ideas that or resources that needs in order for them to resolve the problem and achieve their goals. So that part is very important. So when we are doing hypnosis, we are not only just changing the internal representation of the person. So we were not only doing that. I mean, we are also giving the possibility to the person, when the person is connected with the unconscious mind, actually have the connection with his own divinity, higher self, so they can access actually to those ideas, creativity, insights, right? So then they wake up from the hypnosis and said, I know what to do. I know now what to do. The answer was in front of me, and I haven't seen that before. So that's why hypnosis, or the state of hypnosis, is very powerful, because allows people to access that creativity, intuition, insights, right? Milton Erickson used to use some language for direct their unconscious to find those insights, right? So when you wake up, then you are going to know what to do exactly to resolve this problem. And when the people get out of trance, they said, oh, right now I know what to do. So that's why it's very powerful that people understand this, right? And also what we need to understand is that we have to put people kind of in trance. We have to experience some trance, maybe alpha, theta, so we can be, like I say to people, that it's like we put ourselves in a submarine and then we just dive down into our subconscious mind, right? And we do that with hypnosis, because we cannot get access to this programming if we don't put people in trance. We need to know how to do that. So that's why hypnosis is important. It's not only like, okay, I want to be conscious about my limiting belief. I want to change my limiting belief. I want to have better thoughts. But okay, I understand that you are motivated. Most people want to do that. Most people want to do the changes consciously, but you can't do that if you don't know how to put yourself into trance, if you don't know how to hypnotize yourself. That's one thing that I experience with a lot of people, with my audience. They want to make changes, but they want to make changes consciously. They want, I want to be a better life. Today is my day. I'm going to do myself today. I'm going to stay motivated. But they don't know that actually what is running the show, what is running their behavior, is the programming in their subconscious mind. So it's not only just you saying that. You actually have to go deep, find those limiting beliefs, those limiting thoughts, those limiting or negative internal representation, and then we reprogram or replace those internal representation, right? So that's why hypnosis is very important for us. Okay. So we have then, I know that we all want to be resilient, right? We all need to be resilient in life. We need to be stronger. We don't want just to have one problem and they stay in bed for 3 or 4 days. We don't want that, right? We want to be resilient. And one thing that to understand the resilience, we have to understand that people or the person are at least 4 dimensions working together, right? The physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual part. We all know that. So when we are actually doing hypnosis, when we are actually trying to make or help people to make a change using hypnosis, we're actually affecting the mental and emotional part and also the spiritual part, because sometimes that when we are hypnotizing somebody, we're actually making our clients to get in touch with the spiritual part, as I said before, right? With their higher self. So that's very important for us. Most of the problems that people have in the life, anxiety, depression, cancer, diabetes, and most of those problems are because people are thinking that they are only work in the physical part. That's why they are thinking that they are all what I'm going to rephrase that. Everything that they are doing is thinking that the physical part is the only part exists, and they are just trying to change the biochemistry, right? They want to just change the biochemistry of their body using some pills and those kind of things, right? But we must know that our thoughts and emotions are actually producing the biochemistry in our life. So if we think about that, we can expect miracles when we are using hypnosis, because we can affect the thinking the thoughts, the motion of the person, and then we affect the biochemistry of the person, and then maybe we have the result that we want. So that's why hypnosis is very powerful in any field, right? And then we have some figures, public figures that are actually using hypnosis to achieve success. Some of them are said that they used NLP and hypnosis, and that's very important for us to know, because when I say people, oh, hypnosis, hypnosis is for crazy people. Oh, look, the people that are having results in life in any field are using some kind of hypnosis or some kind of meditation. Visualization is the same, we know that, but it's really important for people to know that how to use hypnosis if they want to achieve success in life. Dad James used to say that if we have rapport with our unconscious mind, we will have all the resources we need to create the future of our dreams. And this is directly directed with hypnosis. We know that, right? Hypnosis is being us in a state where we can access to all, where we can have the access to all the resources we need to achieve success. So when you are asking, or when you are saying to people, why do you need hypnosis to achieve your goals? Is because every time that you think that you cannot do something, is because somehow you are thinking that you don't have access to those resources that you need for you to achieve your goals. So if you are hypnotized or in a state of hypnosis or trance, you might get access to those resources, and then you can achieve your goals. That's why this phrase is very important from the book of Dad James in Hypnosis. Ariana said that we do not feed magic to transform our world. We carry all of the power we need inside ourselves already. And this is very powerful, very similar. I understand like it's very similar of what Dad James said, because we have all the resources we need. Actually, it's a presupposition of NLP, right? We have all the resources we need to achieve our goals. But what is actually preventing us to achieve our resources is the state, right? We know that if we are not in the correct state, we are not going to get access to that resources. So when we have people that are fearful, anxious, nervous, worry about something, anger, so they are not going to get access of those resources. But when we are in a state of trance, when we are relaxed, when we feel connected to ourselves, then we can get access to those resources we need to achieve our goals. See? So now you know that it is really important. We know we have a lot of habits and a lot of book and a lot of information talking about this. Actually, one thing that people do so they give this kind of message is just change the name of hypnosis. They say meditation, visualization, priming, those kind of thing, but actually that is hypnosis. They are using the principle of hypnosis. That's why it's important for us to learn hypnosis the way it is. Dr. Bruce Lipton said, if you want the subconscious to learn, you have to teach it in the way it uses information. One thing that we can do is hypnosis. The second thing, repetition. And third, energy psychology, belief change or modification, right? So we know that Bruce Lipton, some people say that is the father of epigenetics. We know that if we have the power to make the genes express in a better way if we change our thinking, if we think our thinking and our emotions, and we can do that very easily with hypnosis. Marisa Peer said that hypnosis is a way to directly access the client unconscious mind, allowing them to become aware of their internal strategies. That led to certain behaviors, and this is followed by programming through a process of suggestions, which bypasses the conscious mind and critical faculties, enable their mind to accept a suggestion that is previously did not accept. We know this, and this is very important. This is a kind of definition that I like, because when we are actually doing hypnosis, we are giving suggestion to the client, right? Some suggestions that the client would not accept if they are awake. For example, no, the best way to explain this is, if I want to help somebody and the other person is awake, is alert, if you say to them, oh, you can do it, you have to be motivated, get rid of those junk food, or you don't have to do that, that person is not going to accept the suggestion, because they are awake. The critical faculty is already awake in their mind, right? But when we put people in trance, then we can give the suggestions as, like, for example, then you are going to find all the resources you need, or you are going to feel right now that you can actually achieve your goals. Of those kind of suggestions that actually help the client to achieve their goals, right? And when the client is already in trance or is being hypnotized, is going to accept that positive suggestion, and then they are going to start acting like that. That is very powerful. That's why when I am teaching that to people, is if you want to implement this in your coaching, in your therapy, is very important, because if you give suggestions, you should do this or you should do that, it's not going to work. We all know that. We know that doesn't work, right? But if we put the people in the right state, like being in trance, they are going to accept the suggestion. And we must know that the suggestion must be in according with their values also, right? Because if not according to their values, they are going to reject the suggestion also. So one thing that Bruce Lipton said is that you are not your genes. That is kind of important, because people used to say that, oh, my destiny is defined by my genes. I was already born like this, my family is like that, my father think that way, my mother think that way, and they are just like surrendering to that kind of thinking, and they're, oh, this is my life. I am destined to live this life because my father and my mother and my grandfather. And Bruce Lipton, as an epigenetics shows, that actually that was a lie. It was actually a limiting belief. You can actually, you can actually help to express your genes the way it's going to help you to achieve your goals. This is a powerful thought, because that means that we are not actually destined by our genes. We can actually make our genes express in the way that are actually helping us to achieve our goals. For example, if we want to become more vital, more energized, if we want to have better thoughts, if we want to have a healthy body, if we align our thoughts and our emotions to that, then our genes are going to express according to our thinking and our emotions. That is very important, right? So we have actually the power to help our genes to express the way we like it. And also one thing that Bruce Lipton said is that the traumas of the past also has the power to affect the expression of the genes. And we can actually heal the traumas of the past very easily with hypnosis or timeline therapy or NLP, right? That is very powerful when I am saying that to people, because we can actually have the life that we want if we know how to work with our thinking, our emotions. Now, science is backing up everything that we have been saying through this, 60, 80 years saying this. So this is very important for us. So if we want to make our genes to express in a better way, we have to align our thinking and our emotions to that. So that is very powerful. And also you have to do, when you do that, you have to do that with a goal in your mind, okay? So that is very powerful. Greg Braden used to say, any outcome we can imagine and every possibility we are capable of conceiving is an aspect of creation that has already been created and exists in the present as a sleeping state of possibility. That's one phrase that I like to use when I am teaching how to create your future using timeline therapy techniques, because actually we can create the future that we want, the reality that we want, if we align our thinking, our emotions. When thoughts, feeling, and emotion become one, we can literally change the substance from which our world is made. And we can do that with hypnosis. We can actually align the thoughts and emotions with the goal that we have in mind, intention, and then we are actually modifying our reality, and the realities are actually aligning to us. So that's powerful thinking, right? Because this is those are some definitions of the quantum physics that actually is very, very relative with hypnosis. Some people said, oh, what does hypnosis what is the relation between hypnosis and quantum field and neuroscience and science and epigenetics? Well, I've been studying with them like these past 3 years, and I wanted to make the connection because we need to know that our thinking, our emotion are actually creating our reality, and that is a fact. No, that is a fact. A single directed collective thought is all it takes to change the world. That is very important. Very important. Dr. Lynn McTaggart showed that in her book of the field, right? So that's kind of important for us to know, because when we are selling this idea that hypnosis is important to people, we must back it up with some hypnosis so people understand better, or I mean, they might be more open to receive the idea that hypnosis is important to achieve success. So as I said, you are not destined, you are programmed. You need to change your programming if you want to start succeeding in what you want in life, right? Who is agree with that? We all are agree with this right now, no? So success is our responsibility. So if we start defining success like the Webster Dictionary, that is recognized as the most reliable dictionary in America, they say that success is a favorable or desired outcome. I'm going to stay with that definition. When we are talking about success, we might think that success is about achieving our goals. I know that some people say that, okay, what's success for you? What's success for you? What is success for you? And we can have a lot of different answers. Most of the people, when they are asked about this question, they ask more states, right? They said, what is success for you? Oh, success is just being free, or being happy, or being calm, or being not with this anxiety. And those are actually states. But I remember I was in a conference and I asked to one person, okay, you said that success is being free, right? I said, see, yes, it's being free, feel free. Okay, so what do you need to achieve right now in order for you to achieve that sense of freeing? And the person said, oh, I have this problem in my job that they are going to cut some people, so I am afraid to lose my job. Oh, so you are actually having one goal that you must achieve in order for you to be free, right? To get another job, to stay in your job, on those kind of things, right? So you need goals. That's very important, because people said, oh, I just want to feel okay. No, it's not about feeling okay or happy or free. It's about to achieve your goals. So that's why I took this definition, but I know that you must heard a lot of definition about success. Actually, when I write my book, NLP, And success is like one thing that I just talk about a lot, because people need to know that if you want to have more success in your life, you need to know how to write your goals. You need to know that you have to achieve your goals. That's one thing, right? So that's one thing that I want to make a point. Nowadays, achieving success is more challenging if you don't set clear goals. We know that, and experiencing positive emotion is challenging if you don't manage to overcome obstacles. No, we know that neuroscientists now said that you cannot feel positive emotions if you are not aligned to your goal. It has to be a significant goal or purpose, and you have to challenge yourself and get through that challenging or obstacles in order for you to feel positive emotions. That is a really good thing to know, right? Because when people say, oh, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, that is going to be very difficult, I'm going to move away from that, that thinking that they are avoiding the pain of having that kind of challenge, right? But actually that's what makes people to feel negative emotion, because when you don't have a clear goal, when you are not overcoming obstacles or challenges, you cannot feel positive emotions. If you don't have clear goals and you are not doing anything, you are not learning new things, you are not creating new patterns of thinking, then you are just going to create more cortisol in your body, and then some negative emotion, and then some depression, and some anxiety, and low self-esteem. And that is something that neuroscience have shown in many studies. So we need to know that we have to have a goal. We need to overcome some obstacles in order for us to feel some positive emotions. So when I am working with people, the first thing that I said is, okay, what is the goal that we are going to achieve right now? And then we are going to expect some limiting belief, and then we work on through those limiting belief, and then the people start experiencing some positive emotion. This is very important when we are talking hypnosis, when we are talking about success, okay? Hypnosis will take you to infinity and beyond. You know that. And one thing that I want to say, that Cristiano Ronaldo maybe is this famous person that maybe he has achieved a lot of success in his life as a father, as a son, as a soccer player, athlete, husband, business person, and everything, right? But in 2022, even though he always said that he was his own psychologist, in 2022 it wasn't a good year for Cristiano Ronaldo. But then he started to work with Jordan Peterson, right? He's a really recognized psychologist in the world. So I've been working with Jordan Peterson like the past 3 years, and I learned a lot about how we can actually about purpose and everything. But I wanted to make this point because we all know we all need coaches, we all need hypnotists, therapists using hypnosis. We all need to know how to hypnotize ourselves, because we are all going to be challenged every time. ¿De acuerdo? So I mean, we are all going to be challenged in our life, so we need to know how we program our subconscious mind, and the best way to do that is hypnosis. So let's go this way. The formula for success for Tony Robbins is 80% psychology, 20% mechanics. So that means that we need to work in our psychology, and we can use hypnosis for that. There is no successful person in the world who hasn't first programmed their mind to achieve the impossible. That is very important. That's what I will always say. You cannot find a person that has success in his life or her life that hasn't worked in their mind. You won't find any. So that is why it's important to learn about hypnosis, learn how the mind works, and those kind of things. That's a tool I believe that we all need to know. Not only coaches, not only people. Let's see the NLP model of communication. I know most of you are going to be familiar with that, but I'm going to make some points about hypnosis. So let me give me the camera here, please. So we know about the NLP model of communication, right? So when we are talking about this, we know that we are receiving information like 11 million bits per minute. Bruce Lipton used to say that it's going to be like 40 million bits per minute. Okay, it's acceptable because we are right now in this era receiving more information than before, right? We can only process 128 bits per minute. And then through our filters, we are going to create the internal representation, then the state, then the physiology, and then we are going to have some behavior, and we got the results. So this is the point that I want to make here. When we are talking about hypnosis, we have the power to influence the internal representation of the person in the way that the person got the result they want. For example, let's start with this example. If a person has an opportunity for something and then has some limiting belief like I am not enough, this is not good for me, this is very difficult for me, so then he's going to represent negative internal representations, right? They are going to remember like pictures or videos from the past. They are going to say something negative to them, and then they are going to start to senses to feel some sensation that are not actually liked by him, right? And then that create a state, actually is going to be a negative state, and then it's going to go, and the body is going to respond in the physiology, and then they are going to start acting or reacting and have the results. So why this is important? First of all, we need to know that when we are doing hypnosis, we're actually going to impact the internal representation of the person. That means that we can actually have the power to create a more positive internal representation for the person. So if the person have negative internal representation, they are going to feel bad, and then they are not going to do what they have to do, and they are not going to achieve the result they want, right? But if we have the power to create some positive internal representation, like the person can see himself achieving their goal, or maybe the person is watching himself going through the difficult part of his life and being successful, or the person acquiring the resources they need. So if the person have these internal positive representations, then it's going to get more positive states, and then the physiology is going to be better, and the behavior is going to be aligned with the result they want, right? We know that. Now, when we are perceiving some information, this represent our filters. Our filters could be the model of our world, model of the world, could be our map, or could be the programming of our subconscious mind. Either way, it's okay, because we have a lot of definition with different perspectives, but are all the same: model of the world, perception, map, or programming their subconscious mind. So our model of the world is going to help us to filter the events that we have in our life, and then we are going to create an internal representation related to our model of the world. So if we have the change, for example, if we have the possibility to change our beliefs, our values, the memories from the past, then we can actually affect also the internal representation that the person have, right? We must know that every belief and every values also have an internal representation, right? If the person, for example, have the belief of I am not enough, maybe the internal representation, the belief is when his father or his mother abandoned her or him, right? Or the internal representation that from a memory of the past, that his father or his father was saying, oh, you are not good enough, you are not good as your brother. So that picture that the person is doing in their mind actually is creating those limiting beliefs. So that is very important, because one thing that we do with hypnosis is actually affect the internal representation of the person. So that's one way that I like to say to people that actually if we have the power to affect the internal representation and transform that and transform them to a positive ones, then we can have better beliefs, better internal representation, and then we are going to have better states, better physiology, better behavior, and then we have the result that we want. So that is important, right? Now, we cannot do that in an awake state, right? We cannot do that in an awake state. We should put people on trance, and then when people are in trance, then we can change the internal representations of their beliefs, of their values, of their memories of the past, or the internal representation that are making when they are living an event, right? If we do that changes and we change that in a positive ones as we do that in hypnosis, then we have the state that we want, the physiology is going to be aligned with the results, and then we do what we have to do. This is very important, because if we are talking about success, we are talking about goals, and we are talking about achieving our goals, and if we are talking about achieving our goals, is actually achieving our results, and our result is a product of the programming in our subconscious mind of what we are doing subconsciously. So in order for us to achieve the result that we want in life, then we have to make changes in our subconscious mind. We have to make changes in the programming that we have in our subconscious mind. And we cannot do that just consciously. I want just to think better of myself. No, we have the techniques, the understanding, the practice of these tools like hypnosis, timeline therapy, NLP, first to recognize the programming that we have in our subconscious, and then change it or reprogram or replace that programming that we have in our unconscious mind with these techniques. So that is why hypnosis is very important for us to achieve success in any field. So that's with that thing I want to finish. I just want to say thank you, and I hope you like this presentation. I want to say thank you to Adriana, to Candace, to Wondas, to Bogdan, to Mark for having me here in the conference of Hypnosis 2024. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very, very much, Fabian. What a dense package of information there. So, lot for filtering through the old subconscious mind there. So we'll leave that bubbling away in the background for a quarter of an hour while we have a quick break, and then Arslan to the stage for the second time. The first time was for a briefest